跟和分，中央人民政府今天胜利了。
但是你们难道
刚才也问我啊，我可以回半点去，可有奉告，我也不高兴。
哎，什么叫中国共产党啊？党叫干啥就干啥。
黑夜即将到来，一定要做好准备。
我们是。
干死共产党！不干死共产党，绝不罢休！
消灭中共是正义的需要。
Hey, good morning, everyone. Welcome to Exposing the CCP. And we're going to continue to expose the truth regarding the Chinese Communist Party. And good to see you today. And also friends, Chris and Mr. True.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to our program. We're going to continue exposing the CCP about the election fraud. Thank you. Back to you, Chris.
Hi, Z, and hi, Mr. 007. I'm happy to be on the show again tonight. Thank you.
Yeah, today we're going to discuss something, well, very well known to NFSC and hopefully some of our audiences regarding the 2020 election. And President Trump made a very shocking exposure that the CCP had interfered with the 2020 election. And Miles has repeated many times, even during the late 2020, the CCP has tried all kinds of means trying to put President Trump unelected at that year. And recently, President Trump's intelligence and speech confirmed Miles' Gore's intelligence. And let's review his previous broadcast back in 2020. And we're going to see what we find out. Just like our title today, the CCP had stolen the U.S. election in 2020.
兄弟姐妹们，大家能看到，大家会知道这是多大的事儿。美国总统大选这次，如果是要拜登赢了，川普总统被干掉了，哇塞，这个事件是真是了不得了。它意味着什么，兄弟姐妹们？它将意味着什么？那真的是邪恶彻底的把正义给打败。不说川普本人，你就是习近平来跟拜登选总统，好不好？我们跟拜登没有任何私人恩怨，咱也不知道你什么共和党、民主党，但是你造假是不行的。我们从第一天爆料开始起就说，反对以假治国，以黑治国。现在这家伙是以黑选总统，以假选总统，在哪国也不行啊！哈哈。但是战友们，共产党用力过猛了。今年的共产党跑美国来干嘛啊？造假， 造假这时候有内部战友帮忙啊，兑水多兑，兑死那个球了，结果真兑死了，兑冒了，他不兑冒咱哪有机会？23号、24号，毛组织派专员观察，好，我就别给你暴露出来。观察的结果是说 ，Miles 跟你说的完全一样。2年前你告诉我的事情，在这次大选中全发生。伊朗、中共、多米尼、软件、方正、阿里巴巴全参与了。他最重要的是美国大资本全上了，造假、勾兑、假票。他说你怎么就知道这个川普这次会赢得超过800万、1200万票，甚至更高？我说我知道他们现在来了多少人，他们想兑多少水，我就知道什么结果。但是在美国操纵这个软件的，还有造假的，帮助拜登的，这战友太够意思了。就你必须得整出这事儿来，让美国人才能震撼。你兑个3000票、5000票、1万票没啥了不起，他们到时候不震惊。就是美国这时候已经忘记了神了，忘记了自己的法律了，已经完全认钱为爹了。你啥时候能打起来？你打2巴掌弄不行，你踹2脚也弄不行。你真得让他流点血才能弄行，危及他的生命安全。你拿枪顶脑袋都不行，你可能拿刀要捅2下才行。这是美国大选的。川普总统现在基本上可以确定的是超过8000万票，现在拜登只要8000万票，啥概念？兑水兑过了，这不是水前肉，也不是少水肉，这是水死肉。把大选弄成个水死了，跟他杀猪的。这个兑水的人就是咱战友，他不兑水兑多了，谁相信咱爆料肯定？谁跟咱一起灭共啊？谁觉得有必要灭共啊？
Wow. So exactly what happened. I think there was, at that time, 4 years ago, or actually, no, sorry, 6 years ago, there was plenty of discussion about possibility of the CCP using all kinds of means to fabricate the voter ID, even manipulating the voting machine, causing voting fraud. And there's so many discussions, but unfortunately, the mainstream media has been covering this news and helping the CCP to bury the truth. And they're not even held accountable. But this year is very important. As we know that in a few months, we're going to go through the midterm election again. And if the CCP wants to interfere with this again, what would happen? And we probably will lose democracy in the United States. So this is very crucial. It just highlighted some of the key summary from Miles' video. But let's go. Chris, could you elaborate more details regarding bring us back to 2020? What happened at that time, please?
Okay, thank you. So Biden never legitimately won the 2020 presidential election. He stole it. The Chinese Communist Party and the American traitors who helped steal the US presidential election, and they know the truth. In reality, President Trump won the 2020 elections by a large margin. That's why the total number of votes cast significantly exceed the number of registered voters. Because Trump has such strong support, the CCP and their collaborators inside America had to produce millions of fake ballots to overturn the real result. The election outcome was ultimately changed by the fraudulent ballots. At the same time, the sheer volume of fake ballots created overwhelming evidence of widespread election theft. Let me give you the numbers from these 3 states. In Nevada, there were about 1.277 million registered voters, yet 1.593 million votes were cast. That's a 125% turnout. In Pennsylvania, 6.469 million people were registered to vote, but 7.041 million voters were counted. coming out to 109% turnout. In Minnesota, with 3 million registered voters, 3.197 million votes were cast. This resulted in a voter turnout of 107%. There were 133 million registered voters in total, but 155 million votes were cast. President Trump got 74 million votes, while Biden ended up with 81 million, including fake ballots. It's really simple math. This also proves that Mr. Mouse was telling the truth back in 2020. It also shows that the people who peacefully entered the Capitol on June 6th were real patriots. They knew the 2020 election had been stolen, so they used their rights as citizens to speak out and try to stop the stolen result from being certified. First, the Chinese Communist Party stole the personal data of 220 million American citizens. They manufactured fake mail-in ballots in China and sent them to the US. Then dishonest election workers secretly removed the real ballots and swapped them with the fake ones when no one was looking. These corrupt workers later fled the country. They collaborate with illegal immigrants, dead voters, fake registrations, and forged signatures to flood the system with fraudulent votes. Using Dominion voting machines and the counting systems, they hacked into the centralized database and voter rolls. Through backdoors in the software, they changed the vote record and manipulate the final tally. Finally, mainstream media outlets controlled by sellouts smeared Trump, patriot, and whistleblowers while hiding the truth. Overall, the CCP worked with corrupt elements inside America's deep state and shadow government to carry out the fraud and then cover it up. Not just the US election that was stolen. The same thing happened in Venezuela and South Korea, and also other countries too. Why do we need to capture Maduro alive? Because he can provide solid evidence of how voting machines were used to commit fraud. Mr. Mousegor can also provide evidence showing the CCP's involvement in election fraud in the United States. Connecting and verifying all this evidence will take time and proper procedures. But in the end, the truth will come out for the whole world to see. Thank you.
Wow, thank you very much, Chris, for summarizing and getting us back to almost 6 years ago, election time. And people were so expecting the outcome of that. However, COVID-19, the CCP virus, and also CCP's intentional cheating, fabricating everything, has stolen the correct election results from the from the American people. So we got to learn from the history and never, hopefully, won't repeat it again this time. And Mr. True, what's your takeaway from the video and your share of this CCP's influence, please?
Thank you. Thank you, Chris, for the information. So as you said, by in the end, the truth will come out for the whole world to see. Now the whole world is seeing the truth now. I think the United States government, led by President Trump, have worked very hard over the last, less than 2 years, 1.5 years, and they've done a brilliant job to bring those evidence come out. Evidence come out. There's news reporters have showing that the people from the voting side, those corrupted workers, paid to swap the fake vote tickets, which is prepared by the CCP, printed by the CCP in China, post to the United States. We saw a lot of video those times, okay, and even people following them and recording, secret recording. So now systematically those patriots have done their job, collect the evidence, and those people who committed fraud have also, I think, now give up. But what they have done, they get paid to do that. And in the numbers, 25% the extra votes out of 220 million the eligible votes was diluted in the mild score terms. They've been diluting too much. 25% extra votes diluted in favor of Biden. So this is just to blow out the whole total voted is more than the registered votes. That's very obvious. It's pretty simple to audit that by the end. So that triggered the suspicion, and also why the suspicion, also the action for the Trump administration now to find out about the record, the truth, and the audit as well. So now the world knows the truth. Who is behind that? I mean, so it takes two side of work. One is the CCP definitely by using Dominion machine, the codes created by called Fangzhen, okay, group. It's from Peking, Beijing University. They actually they built the Dominion machine, okay. That's one. And then the hacker used to stolen the ID of the United States citizens, 220 million. And then they pre-printed out those votes, but then they need to be signed, right? So what we're seeing is one person's signature signed like 10, 20 votes in a row. So those are not too hard to audit. Once you get the ballots, these are all proven. So indeed, it's the CCP. And then there's the American sellout, okay, and those dirty works has to be organized, done by the in favor of Biden administration. So whoever did it, I think the truth will come out very soon, and the justice will be served. So this is only in America. We know in South Korea, okay. I think it was said about over 50 to 90 countries have been using that, okay, over the last 6-7 years to take over the government in the countries, okay, which is in its democratic country or a dictatorship country, of course, like. Countries probably we thought they were Democrat, okay, but then they were not. They were controlled by the CCP with the idea of stolen the country, and the United States just served as example. And Mr. Trump, President Trump, and his team is determined, working together with FBI and also with DOJ, new DOJ. And then now the truth has come out. I think it takes a bit of time to put those guys in trial. But however, the global number doesn't match. So the stolen was the election was stolen, and then the whistleblowers out of the United States government system, various different organizations also come out because they cannot hide. If they work with the government to tell the truth, then they might have a little bit less harsh life. Otherwise, the service would be a jail sentences for how many years, I don't know, once you committed that kind of fraud. So it's now we are in a better time to see that American people wake up, they know the truth. And so those narratives posted by like Mr. Steve K. Bannon and the MAGA team done a great job to working very hard to defend the country and making American people living in a truly, free from collusions of the CCP. So the CCP is the source of it. We're going to take down the CCP now. The Save American Act will be doing exactly the same, we can see. Back to you. See. Thank you.
Yes, thank you, both of you. I think this is very critical. We have to learn from history in order to make correct choices. I think we're in a very critical year. The results coming from this election, it's not only just regarding the parties, about the public policies, economic, but also the determination to stand firm against the Communist Party, the communism, and hold the CCP accountable for what it has done to humanity. The CCP virus, the genocide, the political suppression of the people, and all the outcomes due to the CCP virus and the vaccine disaster we discussed previously. So this is very critical. Hopefully the audiences were on the same page, and we have to understand dark forces are still trying to suppressing the truth, and you can't find that on the mainstream media. So it's up to you to share these results through Getter, through your friends, and we got to make sure that this mistakes won't repeat again. Okay, so we still have a few more minutes, and let's start with Chris. Do you have anything to add on? And you have a few more minutes, and
Okay.
please.
Sure. Thank you. So there are so many truths in this world that have been hidden from us. The stolen election, the origin of the virus, and the truth about the poisoned vaccines. And some people have already awakened, but those who are still asleep will eventually be shocked awake. Thank you.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you, Chris. For the stolen election, it shocked. It takes about 4+ years for the President Trump's team to finally get that out. I think they worked very hard. You know why? Because it's a game where if you lost, then the Americans will lose the true democratic Republicans. Okay, I mean, once that is gone, once CCP take over, then life won't be that easy. You see what happened in China. Basically, you have no freedom of voice. You cannot speak freely. If you say anything against the regime, you either disappear, locked up, or get beaten very hard. Your life will be very miserable. Your business will take away. We see. And also, your organ will get harvested. No, this happens every day. It's not a joke. So Americans has been living in the best part of the world, they've been working hard and technology and the Statue of Liberty. But hey, this is a critical time. It's a time of life and death. If you let the CCP win, then we're gonna, as Mao Zedong said, the world will be living in dark. Fortunately, Mao Zedong can also provide more evidence showing the CCP involved in the election fraud in the United States. I think this is probably part of the reason the Biden administration sent the FBI and raided the Mao Zedong's penthouse in the 18th floor of the Sharon Hotel. And that truth needs to become out, how much evidence has been destroyed. But I know that Mao Zedong told us he would never hide all the evidence in one location. He even publicly, I remember, around before, I think it's once 2019, he said with his lawyers, 2 lawyers, 1 lady, 1 gentleman, and in the middle he said, so those lawyers have my evidence called Pandora's box. If I ever, someone end my life, I would never suicide. And if anyone ended my life, and the lawyers agreed openly in the video, live broadcasting, they're going to throw the Pandora's box out. So believing that, I think that's why I think they don't want Mao Zedong to talk anything in the court. Whatever he said, the evidence is still not taken into the public record. So people will still have to fighting very hard our mission is to end the communism, okay, and the Chinese communism in China. But the thing is, they like a disease spread to the rest of the world, and also using technology like Dominion machine to alter the election results in favor of the devils. So we must take down the CCP. And our Western friends who have listened to us, you know that we have a mission to do that. And we have 10,000 people. And also in China, half of the CCP's, our friends are working on the top positions as well. So I think we should see a breakthrough very soon, in the next 3 months, around or end of this year before. And I hope that will be the end of the CCP. So no more Iran as well. Once the CCP finished, they can't support the rest of the evil regimes. Thank you for watching me. Thank you. Back to you. See.
Thank you. I think this is our very good sharing, good discussion. And finally, the truth is coming out of the surface. And proves the Miles Gore's intelligence was correct. He knows CCP. He knows how to defeat them. But because whatever political or other reasons, he's still detained and he's still persecuted by the injustice in the United States judicial system. And we'll keep watching what's going on and bring you more truth. What he said over the last almost 10 years from his revelation of the CCP corruption, and it's all true. It's all proven. It may take some time, but he has been proven mostly correct in all these predictions and intelligence. So we gotta please stay tuned and follow NFSC, and we're gonna share with more truth regarding the Chinese Communist Party and what it's possibly doing. And we have to defeat them. We have to fight against the communism. We have to stop them. So let's take down CCP. See you next time.
Take down the CCP.
Take down CCP. Thank you.
为啥文贵敢最早在全世界第一个说2020年的美国总统大选是美国的川普总统和中国的习近平、王岐山他两个大选，不存在拜登，不存在民主党，我们跟民主党没有任何仇，我们好多朋友都是民主党的，因为我们的情报还有我们知道共产党内部的计划，他会操纵，他会影响，他会造假，他也知道美国真的掌握了他们造假和操控了。不要忘了，那个软件的根本发源地就是文贵作为第二大股东的北京大学方正集团的方正科技。方正科技是这个多米尼的软件的鼻祖、先祖，还有方正科技拥有中国文字源代码所有的一切，包括排版，中国的汉字排版源代码，所有都在方正科技手里。那不是开玩笑，那是国家安全计划784，所有的国家长期发展、国家战略、国家安全、国防，叫做315国防计划里面的核心组成。它是中国共产党的核心情报力量，国防的核心中坚力量。中国发导弹、发文件，中办发任何绝密文件，一切都在方正科技这个技术里。所以你在外国你打字儿，你到微软现在你拿你手机试试，只要你一直打干掉 CCP， 甚至是辱骂中国领导，10次有5次甚至9次都不给你打出来。只要你沾着中文字的，他们都可以控制。全世界无处不在汉字和中文，它就像5G 技术一样控制了你的一切。所以说，这个多米尼的技术暴露出来以后，共产党知道美国一定会跟他成为终极之战。这是为什么有国内战友说，昨天习近平开会再次在内部重申，这是中美的终极之战，不惜一切代价要让拜登赢，不惜一切代价要让川普消失。
新的时代开启，他抗击自由兴起，发誓要把黑暗逐出这片土地。他扛住所有攻击，他为我实现领域。那坚定的声音瞬间给我带来勇气。横中的我，这是我唯一选择。勇敢的心能让人冲破枷锁。这心情，我问你准备好了没有？加入我们一起 Free My School。We love war。黑暗的羽毛，牺牲。 个世界还有我，还有。